Well, it's very interesting. You know, if fate exists, it certainly shows itself in a very interesting way, very convoluted and surprising way. How it happened was about, I think 12 years ago, when I was the lead campaigner of a project in British Columbia to ban bear hunting in the province using the new initiative, the Recall and Initiative Act. We pretty well tested that act with, we was trying to drive a referendum to ban bear hunting in the province of British Columbia. And we had confidence that it could succeed because poll after poll said that 70–80% of the people are against hunting bears in the province. So then, so I was the lead campaigner of the Western Canada Wilderness Committee to drive this referendum. And one of the conditions is that the first thing to do, we would have to collect the signatures on a government-sanctioned petition of at least 10% of all the voters to sign this petition in every single electoral district in the province, which is about 75 of them. And none of them should be less than 10%. If any electoral district falls short of collecting 10% of the signatures of the registered voters in that electoral district, it would be a dead issue. So I had to go to visit all these electoral districts throughout British Columbia, including northern BC, northwestern BC, and I had to contact all the animal groups and environmental groups in all these provinces who are against hunting, trophy hunting period, or hunting bears anyway, and so to get them to form a volunteer team to collect signatures in the electoral district. So I had to have meetings with them, and but every single meeting that I went to in almost all of the electoral districts, in order for us to attract as many supporters as possible, we decided not to hide the fact that we're doing it, not for me to go in there clandestinely, but wide open. So we advertised it, not advertised, but ran newspaper articles about Anthony Marr coming to town to get help to ban bear hunting, and of course the hunters didn't take it very kindly. So in most of my meetings, large numbers of hunters showed up. For example, in Prince George, there were maybe 15 supporters and maybe 120 hunters. The room wasn't big enough for them. The hunters spilled out of the room. The supporters were in the front 2 rows, and it was just a free-for-all for the hunters. The newspapers in Prince George Citizen, July the 6th, I remember, said that the hunters were very abusive. They attacked Anthony Marr even before he finished the first sentence. They generally abused him and shouted Anthony Marr down, and so because I was so concentrated on the hunters, I didn't notice that there was a rather distinguished-looking couple in the front couple of rows. I can't even tell which row they were on, but there were hunters huffing down their backs, and so so I sort of promptly forgot about them. I moved on to the next town, which was Kamloops, which is another fairly large city, and another newspaper article came out. It says, with calm and respect, Anthony Marr faced rapid-fire questioning from hunters, and so on and on. I mean, you know, every single place I went, which was about 50–60 communities within a 60-day period, I was crushed by hunters most of the time. So that was the end of that story, but it wasn't the end of this story. In the meantime, I believe I encountered Dr. Peter Carter, who was the man in that distinguished-looking middle-aged couple, and his spouse, Julie Johnston. Dr. Carter attended some more of my subsequent speeches on other subjects, and I began to vaguely remember him. And then I haven't seen him for quite a few years, and I formed my own organization, and I went on 5 long tours through the US and Canada on animal rights issues from 2003 all the way to last year, 2007. 5 Compassion for Animals road expeditions of care, each one lasting 4 or 5 months. The longest one was 7 months, covering 30 to 42, 43 states each, and usually on animal rights issues. And then I came back to Vancouver in November 2007, and then in November, and then in December, I then got my wake-up call about global warming. Now, I'm not unfamiliar with global warming. I have a science degree. I've read the Club of Rome's Limits to Growth in 1972 when it came out, which was era-defining, I would think. And so I pretty well understood that we cannot exploit this planet endlessly, that there was a limit to which we could go, and our demands, I mean. And there was a limited supply, so you cannot have an infinite demand. So, and I have always been in touch with global warming, but I haven't taken action to launch a major global campaign on it because I didn't have a sense of urgency. And then my wake-up call came in December last year when I received an email which is brief to the point of being skeletal, and it was from a Dr. Peter Carter, who said that a one-liner email: Anthony, would you be interested in me funding you on a 2-year project? That's it. And that was the beginning of this project. I wrote back to the good doctor, having caught up with what's been happening in particularly the Arctic as well as the Amazon. I have decided to really take it on and accept Dr. Peter Carter's offer or a support. And so it is this campaign. It is my organization is Heal Our Planet Earth, or HOPE, and the project is this 3-year project, which could eventually lengthen. It's called Global Emergency Operation. That's how it happened. It is a strange twist of fate. If I didn't do the referendum to ban bear hunting in BC, I would not have met Dr. Carter, and I would not be doing this. And we also co-wrote a book to the three original people: Peter Carter, myself, and Taina Ketola, and also Judy Johnston, the 4 of us. So we have actually published a new book called Homo Sapiens, Save Your Planet, Save Your Earth. So, and it is just coming out now. So I will be carrying this book on the tour, and this tour is the first of 3. So that's how it came about. Thank you, Dr. Carter. Thank you, Taina Ketola. Thank you, Judy Johnston. And without you, this would not have happened. And I've got new helpers now. I've got Nancy Love. I've got Charlotte Templeton, Rebecca Monahan, Janelle, what's Janelle's last name? And Lane Ferranti, who helped organize the Care 5 tour. This is the Care 6, the 6th Compassion for Animals road expedition. So, well, let's see how this one works out. If it works out well, I'm going to devote the rest of my life on it. In fact, I've already decided on that, and even if this one doesn't work out too well, I'll improve on it next time. So this is the genesis of the project, and the project will evolve. So, and hopefully it's going to do some things, save a lot of species. I'm talking about saving millions of species, so this is not a minor project. This is what I have decided to devote the rest of my life on. I'm 64 years old. I believe I will run out of energy by my mid-80s, so I have another 20 years to really push it. So let's hope that I stay healthy on it.